Will that bird ever get flooded away? It must be 13 o'clock or something. So what can I say about watchmaking? Sam Green and the Time Machine. I started on the internet when I was, before the internet started. I got an account and built a website and knew HTML, which is a language of the internet, internet and websites. Promoted myself in a big way, and I would put stories on my website that I'm flying around the world performing, and people must have believed me because one guy from New York flew in and he says, I'll put you on my label, and he put me on. I'm still on his label on the Orchard. He was starting out his company, and he promotes me and I promote him. And you can get my music on Microsoft and iTunes and eMusic and anywhere, with Big Pond, and anywhere that's anyone I've forgotten. Please send me an email, and I'll pray that I say it the next time. I filled in the forms on the internet and got in the search engines, and they knew of me. There was someone who got into the internet who was before me. I got in '92, and someone had been there at the beginning, which was also Sam Green. So everyone got mixed up. There were so many Sam Greens. There's even a Sam Green who's a film producer that I write to too. And there's another Sam Green in London who's on the web too. So someday I'm going to have a conference of Sam Green, so we can all go, Sam Green, be seated, and 10,000 of us will be seated. And talking about watchmaking, which I'm not, but now I am, one person came in and said, have you got this is when watches were expensive, and he said, have you got a watch that's cheap? And I said, I can sell you a watch for $20. And he said, no, cheaper than that. And I said, $10? He says, no, cheaper than that, about $2. I want to watch for $2. He says, well, I have a stick out the back, and it only works in daytime, and if you get the stick and you hammer it into the ground, by working out the mathematics of the shadow, you can work out the time. It's pretty accurate too. He didn't buy it, but I should have sold it to him anyhow.
Somehow we reflect on what we write. Penny, you were a candle to me, child and sister too true to be, from a small boy who had just left home and was sometimes glad when he was alone. Found some pebbles, stroll and free after years. Would you remember me? I was the guy to sit your cheek. One more candle down the sea. If a valley's near a mountain with a valley never ending, will I ever find the one for your heart? If the valley's near a mountain with a river ever flowing, will I ever find the one for your heart? So fly away, fly today, fly away. Will I ever find a rose for my own? Will I ever find a rose for my own?
My first poem must have been in 6th grade or something. flipping through the pages of our lives, wondering where's the reason or the rhyme, floating in that ocean in the sun, drinking on Coke or Bacardi rum. It was a variation of that, so I wrote in second form, and that was a poem that later I put to music. And the teacher, I was dyslexic, so I was always getting bad marks, and one teacher corrected the P's and the Q's and the wrong spelling, and gave me 10 out of 10, I think 11 out of 10, and put it on the wall for everyone to see that that he's a great writer. And then the whole all the girls at school would come up to me and say, "Sam Green, you don't know it, but you're a poet." And I had an aptitude test, and the aptitude test, I wanted to be an archaeologist when I was younger. You've got to be something, a fireman or an archaeologist. So I picked an archaeologist. It's less fire, it's more dust. So I wanted to be an archaeologist, and somewhere along the line in 5th or 6th grade I got an aptitude test that says I should, I filled in the aptitude test, and the aptitude test said I should be a performer, a songwriter, a journalist, or an author or something like that, something creative.